Hi everyone, I'm the Plant Propagator and welcome to my channel. If you're interested in learning a little bit more about what I do, please subscribe to my channel. Also, please share and recommend my channel. I could always use more viewers. I've got some good stuff that I would like to share with you today and in all of my other videos. Today I'm in the laboratory in Southwest Florida, and I don't really want to show you anything in the laboratory. I did some capsule seed flasking already today. I am evaluating Flowbox 2, so my homemade laminar airflow box. I'm evaluating it right over there, so I'm pretty excited about that. The main thing I wanted to share with you today is the concept of a group that I developed at my local orchid chapter here in Southwest Florida. And I saw a need, or actually an interest, with some of the members of the chapter in learning a little bit more about breeding and flasking. So what I did is I started a group of a small number of the total group members called Boing, B-O-I-N-G. And that's an unusual name, but it's easy to say and it's fun to say. Boing stands for Breeding Orchids by Intelligent but Naive Growers. And I question myself on whether I should use the term naive, but I think, even I consider myself naive in the area of orchid breeding. And so I decided to keep the word, and I can change it to something else once we figure out what we're doing. But the idea behind this group was to actually do some crosses with orchids. I've had some videos that I've shared with you on orchid crossing, a little bit about orchid breeding, and it's not really my area of expertise, but I'm learning about it, and I'm learning what crosses I can make and things along these lines. So I started this group, and we went over some of the basic aspects of orchid pollination and fertilization, record keeping, things like that. I should also say that I put forward some pretty extensive guidelines explaining what Boing is and what Boing does, and the end result of what the members of Boing generate is seed capsules from crosses, either from their plants, or they collect pollinia from some of the other member plants, or they recover those from me. So they generate capsules. There is a membership fee associated with that, so they contribute to that, because what I do here is not cheap. And so but it's small. It's really a modest membership fee to become part of Boing. And for that, they can generate 2 capsules per year, provide those to me, and then I will flask the seed from those capsules. They've been given the various guidelines for how to do pollination, like I said, what the harvest time is for the seeds in the capsules, and they also are supposed to provide a couple of flasks to me so that I can flask their orchid seed in the jars that they give me and give them back to them at the end of the period. So I promise them, for every capsule, I promise them anywhere from 25 to 50 seedlings after a year, year and a half, maybe 2 years, depending on what the seed are, and I give those back to them. And again, for the fee, it's a pretty good deal. So I'm telling you this because it was fun to do this together, because I'm not looking to franchise this in any way, but it's a fun thing for my chapter to do, and you may be interested in having one of your chapters set up the same type of thing. We meet after hours. We tried meeting either before our regular meeting or after our regular membership meeting, and that was a little too hectic and a little too confusing. So we decided to meet at alternate times. We've met at this facility here. We're also meeting at individual Boing members' houses to potentially collect pollinia and do pollinations on their plants. And we will also have guest speakers, even though I haven't arranged for any of those yet. So we meet at various locations. once a month and talk about the various progress that we've made. We talk about how we move things forward, and it's just kind of a fun group of people. I bring it up because we had a deflasking party earlier this week? No, actually it was last week, late last week, we had a deflasking party. And the reason we had this is because I had so many flasks from my crosses, and the plants were getting big, and I just didn't have time to deflask all those plants and put them in bark and acclimate them and care for them. There were just too many, and because it was just me. So I invited the members of Boing to come in, and we had a deflasking party. I should say that we have about 10 members of my local chapter, and that's a good size. And we had this deflasking party, and what we did is I put the bark out, I put the flasks out, pots, everything out, ready to go, and they came here, and we just had a good time. And it got a little crazy because I provided flasks to the members, and Boing members are just crazy about orchids and orchid growing. So when you put free flasks in front of people that love orchids, it just got crazy. And they were flasks were popping open, orchid media was flying all over the place. It was a little better organized than that, but it was a little crazy. I put out a lot of flasks, and almost all of them were opened and utilized, which was fine. But I just didn't think it was going to be quite that crazy with such a small group of good people. So anyway, we had our deflasking party. It was very successful. Everyone took home, I think, between 15 and 25 small orchids in 2-inch pots. And I gave with very specific instructions for how to care for their orchids, how to take care of them for the time after deflasking, how to acclimate that to ambient humidity. And there were some people, it was interesting, there were some people that were members of Boing that had done flasking before that didn't have the success that I had, and once they came in and saw what I was doing, they apparently need to watch my videos, some of them, but when they saw what I was doing, their light bulbs went on. They go, oh, okay, that's what I figured out. I didn't do correctly last time. Their survival rate was 25 to 50%. My survival rate on deflasking is probably around 95% or higher. The process is very efficient. Also, when you deflask, what I tend to do, because I have so many orchids, is I tend to toss a lot of the smaller orchids or the plants that don't have very good roots, and that gives me higher survival rate. And people were keeping they were so orchid crazy, they were keeping all of them, even the tiny ones, and I just had to go through and throw them out. And I'm not sure if they appreciated that, but I tell you, everyone got plenty. So it was a fun time with our Boing membership and the Boing deflasking party that we held last week. So that's all I have for today. I just wanted to share with you the formation of my group. If you're interested in forming your own group, you can send me a comment. I'd be happy to send you guidelines and criteria and all of the different types of outline for instructions for the various things that we do, which include pollination, capsule growth, and deflasking and plant recovery. If you're interested in providing and what you should do is look for somebody locally to do your flasking for you. If you're really stuck, you can contact me. It's something I don't really want to get into. I've done a few of them, but flasking is a business I don't really want to do. But if you get stuck, you can contact me and we'll see what we can work out. All right, so that's all I have for today. If you're interested in learning a little bit more about what I do, please subscribe to my channel, and happy propagating.